Yo, I'm Kyle and I've been a product manager now for the best part of 4 years. And in the midst of the global pandemic at the tail end of 2020, I decided to quit my permanent job and take up a freelancing opportunity that was sort of opened up to me. So yeah, obviously I could probably speak all day about the pros and cons of freelance versus permanent employment. You got things like the risk in freelancing, the lack of benefits, etc. Obviously you've got the perceived increase in pay, and the opportunity to sort of jump between projects that then suit you. I'll probably do an entire video on it, to be honest, because there's just so much there to unpack. But yeah, it's something that I decided to do. Obviously risky, especially in sort of the current global climate, and also the fact that I've got like a family to support. So it's kind of a measured risk that I took, I'd say. I sort of have jumped into it with both feet. But yeah, I think the opportunity that I was presented was way too good to turn down in terms of the learning. I guess the opportunity to learn that was there. I'm coming in as sort of the sole product. I came in, sorry, as the sole product person on this project, and it's in a new industry. It's working in data, which I've not done, as well as in a new industry in the railway. So it's well outside of my comfort zone. So there was just this opportunity to learn was just too much for me to not want to go, at least have a go at. So obviously it's now 2021. Every year I kind of have these grand plans of making content, and I sort of scribble away through December most years of this is what I'm going to do. These are all the things I'm going to try and put out. And by sort of mid-Jan, I've put out a couple of things around maybe articles on LinkedIn or some uploads to Instagram, and just random things that's never really pan out, and I never really have the impetus to continue. Now that I've got my own company that I'm having to sort of do this freelancing through, it makes sense for me to now really knuckle down and really push out this content to sort of help build what I'm doing in the product space. So in normal routine, December I was furiously scribbling away on ideas of videos and things like that, and I woke up on Christmas Eve having been struck by Bell's palsy. So like the left side, all this side of my face was completely paralysed. I wasn't able to blink. I couldn't open my mouth, and there was a whole host of problems with that in terms of eating, drinking, everything else. So my content creation kind of fell flat on its face before it began. Yeah, so I was just sat like editing this, and I wanted to I was watching this bit, and I really wanted this video to be like a one take thing, Mike Vacanti style. Shout out to Mike. But I guess that I wanted to show like the Bell's palsy and like the impact of it. So like I'm gonna put like a clip here of sort of like my face on a video I recorded like a couple of days after it struck, just so you can sort of see what I mean about like the paralysis. But yeah, just to show you, yeah, and back to the. So yeah, so I kind of put everything on the back burner and was just constantly like trying to come up with ideas, but a little bit disheartened, didn't know what I was going to do, but knew that I wanted to get back to this. And then I watched a video coming into the new year by Ali Abdal on his 10 tips for YouTube for 2021. And the last one that really resonated with me was just do it. Nike obviously springs to mind for this, but yeah, I went to record something and my face was still quite bad in terms of the paralysis, so I didn't end up putting anything out. But since then it's just sort of been playing on my mind. This just do it. So yeah, here I am, just doing it. And yeah, I kind of have an idea on direction of where I want to go with these videos. I think in the product space there's a load of content, and a load of really good content, so it's going to be tough, I think, to sort of carve out what I'm going to be putting out in a niche, I guess, and how I can offer something different to the rest of the industry on the whole, especially with some quite big players in terms of like the product school, product board, and people like that who are putting out like really regular, really good content. But I think I can bring something else in. I'm personally someone that learns quite well through talking about stuff and through visualizing it. So I'm thinking that sort of by going over this content, going over the sort of theory work that I kind of know already, I'm just going to sort of reinforce my own knowledge and sort of build that back up. Build on what I already have, and continue to sort of develop that, and hopefully put out some content that's a bit more, I guess, simplistically focused in that it's enabling people to sort of get involved and understand what's going on in the product space. Hopefully sort of invoke some conversations with people already in the space, whether that be via video, via sort of the comment sections and things like that, and sort of I guess keep getting the ball rolling on sort of communications about things. I have some ideas on some videos that I want to look at in terms of applying theory to existing products that are in the market. So where companies are doing things really well, on the flip side, where there's potentially opportunity for them to improve. So then for me personally, it's kind of building out a good portfolio of content that sort of shows what I can do in the product space and hopefully build some connections for me in the industry. But on the flip side of that, it's to bring others up and potentially improve or sort of build on people's knowledge that they have and hopefully maybe steer people into working in products. I mean, I love working in products. Probably one of the best decisions I've ever made was going to work in product. And yeah, it's just something that I'd like to share with people. So I think it's like, comments, and subscribes and all that sort of stuff. If you can share this content, it'd be great. And I'm just going to try and get stuff out at least once a week, possibly twice, depending on what time allows. And yeah, we'll just see how it all goes. Yeah, thank you.